someone reached out to me and said, Miss Blessing, I'm confused. We have, which one is grades? Yes. Which country uses grades? Which country uses years? We know that Nigeria uses primary, but I'm confused. Which one is which? And that's the reason why I'm doing this video today. Okay, so today's video, we're going to be talking about understanding different countries' curricula and why we call them yes or grade. Which country calls yes, which country calls them grades, and we're going to be looking at each of these. We're also going to talk a little bit about Nigerian curriculum, yeah. And I understand that recently there's been a change in the Nigerian curriculum, and they took away some subjects and brought in some new subjects, and they're trying to incorporate skills, which is a very good thing, by the way, into the Nigerian curriculum. So I feel like this we're already there, but the name change just made it look sophisticated a bit, right? Because because when you look at clothing and textile, yeah, that's home economics, right? All right, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Blessing, and this is I Teach with Miss B, and I share educational tips or educational content that help teachers scale, right? So today, like I said, we're going to be looking at different countries' curricula and different countries' scheme, what they talk about, what is expected from each key stage. Okay, now this is another thing. I say key stage, some people are wondering what is key stage, so I'm going to be explaining each of these things to us so that we understand. While I'm doing the video, there are also going to be infographics at the site where you can actually see what I'm talking about. Talk about the different classes from kindergarten to the grade 12 or our SS3, just as it is. Okay, so we're going to be looking at each of these things so you can understand. So please stay with me as I dive into the different country curriculum that we have in different countries. I'm going to be looking at three major countries first of all, or three major countries today. I'm going to be looking at the US, UK, and Canada. I think these are, for online tutors, I think these are the major countries where we get to have parents reach out to us. So these are the countries I'm going to be looking at. If you want any other country, you could just leave that in the comments, and then I will check that and do a video about that for you. Let's talk about the first one, which is the US curriculum. Now, for US curriculum, it's divided into three main levels. Okay, so the first one is the elementary level or the elementary school. Now, the elementary school in the US is where you have kindergarten to grade 5, and this is from age 5 to 11. Their kindergarten to grade 5 is from age 5 to 11. This is where the students focus on basic reading, maths, social sciences and social studies, or science and then social studies. These are the basic things that you get to see in the elementary school in the US. Now, for the middle school, the second one, which is the middle school, you get, or the junior high school. Now, this is from grade 6 to 8. Now, the US called theirs grade. Please take note. The US call, just the same way we say primary, the US says grade. Okay. Now they call they have, this is from grade 6 to 8, the middle school, and it's from age 11 to 14. Yeah. Now they begin to have more specialized subjects. Okay. They get more specialized subjects where you have geography and all of this. This is just to get the child to prepare for high school. Okay. Now the third one, which is the high school, which is from grades 9 to 12. That's age 14 to 18. Okay, so this stage includes the core subject like English, math. Now they go into technology and the rest of them. So one thing about the US is that they don't follow the national curriculum. However, different states, like the different states, have their own different curriculum for the US. Okay, different state has their own different curriculum in the US. For the US, the elementary stages, that's where you see them write exams like the STAAR exam, okay? But majorly what they just do are standardized tests for the elementary stages. And then for the middle classes, you have pre-app, okay? So pre-AP or honors placement. AP means advanced placement, okay? So AP or pre-honors placement, which is the advanced placement exam, is usually written in their high school. Okay, again, in the US, they write exams like SATs. Okay, they write the SAT exam or ACT exam. These ones are for admissions into the university. They also have exams for like NMSQT. These ones are also for scholarships. Yes, they write these ones for scholarship. So this is it for the US. US, like I said, they use grades. Grade one to they use grades to identify their different levels. Like, and they have three levels: the elementary, the middle school, and then the high school. Let's go to the next one. The next one we want to talk about is the UK curriculum. I love these people so much. I don't know why. So let's go to the UK curriculum. I know in Nigeria here, they'll ask you, do you have idea about the British curriculum? We say yes, but the truth is most of us do not even know how the British curriculum is structured. So let me help us out here. So for the British curriculum, they just, unlike the US, they use grades. I'm sorry, they use years. The US uses grade, while the British use years. So you see year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8. So instead of grade, we're using years. And that's what we're going to be looking at. Each of these years and what they have. So the first stage is the EYFS. So for the EYFS, this is where you have ages 3 to 5, okay? Ages 3 to 5, and they focus on play-based learning, social skills, and early literacy, okay? So this is your early years, 3 to 5. So after the EYFS, the next one we have is Key Stage 1. Now, Key Stage 1 is where you have students from ages 5 to 11, and then this is year 1 and 2. That's like our primary 1 and 2, right? So this is year 1 and 2. And what do they do here? They focus on basic maths, reading, writing, understanding little comprehensions and all of that. So they look at this is like their foundation stage where they build to understand these things: maths, English, science. Okay, so that's for your year 1 and 2, which is ages 5 to 7. The third one we have for the UK is Key Stage 2. Now, Key Stage 2 is a very important key stage. We have the upper Key Stage 2 and the lower Key Stage 2. Now, the upper Key Stage 2 is where we have grade or years 3 to 4, 3 and 4, lower Key Stage 2. Upper Key Stage 2, years 5 and 6. Now, this is a place, or this age bracket, that's from age 7 to 11, is where they begin to prepare for their SATs. Okay, this is where they begin to prepare for their SATs. Now in grade 5, or sorry, year 5, you begin to hear exams like the 11 plus exam. Now this 11 plus exam is for students who want to go into grammar school or independent school. The exams are usually different from what they will write in in their classrooms or in the school setting, right? So the exams are usually different. That's why you see more parents putting their efforts, because the grammar school or the independent school are schools that how will I put it, are noteworthy. Yeah, many people want to go into these schools, or they want the children to go to these schools, so they put in extra effect, or put in extra effort for their children to go into these schools, study harder and all of that. And then in year 6, that's where they begin to write their SAT. Now the SAT is the general exam written by all year 6 in the UK. Apart from, please, for the UK curriculum, Scotland and Wales, I think they're running on their own. I think Scotland especially, their curriculum is more like the US curriculum. So you see that the way they structure their own curriculum is different from the way other parts of the UK structure their own curriculum. So that's why it's important that as an online teacher, if a parent comes to you and the parent says the parent is in the UK, please ask, are you in what province are you? Or what states are you? Just let us know so that we know if you are in the UK. Sorry, if we know if you're in London, or if you're in Scotland, or you're in Wales, so that we know the curriculum to follow for your child. Sometimes I will even say, or most I will even say, ask the parents to give you the child's school curriculum, which is another thing that also helps. Next one is Key Stage 3. Now Key Stage 3 is from year 7 to 9, and this is age 11 to 14. This is like our GS1 to GS3. So year 7 to 9. At this point, they've expanded their curriculum. They talk about history, they talk about languages and arts and all of that. And then let's go forward to Key Stage 4. Now Key Stage 4 is year 10 to 11. Now at this place, this is where they prepare for their GCSE exam. Okay, they prepare for GCSEs. And so you see parents again looking for tutors that can actually teach this subject. You see subjects in science, English, literature, mathematics, So these subjects are like what they will write in the GCSE. Parents look out for tutors that can teach this to their children, to get their children ready for this as well. Then the next one, or the last stage for the UK, is Key Stage 5. Now Key Stage 5 is where you have the sixth form or college years. Yeah, Key Stage 5, where you have ages 18, 16 to 18, and then this is from years 12 to 13. Now what do? They focus on A level or vocational. Now one thing I want you to take note about the UK curriculum is that it is heavily exam structured. Yeah, they focus more on preparing the students to write a particular exam. Yeah, I noticed that. They prepare the students for exams, unlike the US, which is not like that. So I think the US and Canada they are kind of alike. Yeah, they are somehow alike because they do their own structure is quite different, or is not really get a lot towards exam. So the last one I want to talk about is Canadian curriculum. Now Canadian curriculum is almost like I said, it's almost like the US curriculum. It is based on the province. Alberta has its own curriculum, Ontario has its own curriculum, Prince Edward Island has its own curriculum. So if a parent reaches out to you from any of this from Canada and say we're in Canada, please ask what province are you, so that we can find the curriculum that is used in the province as well. But majorly they have three, just like the US, they have three stages. They have the elementary stage, the junior high, and the high school itself. So the elementary stage is just like the US, grades 5 to from kindergarten to grade 6, and ages 5 to 12. And then for the junior high, you have from age 12 to 15. That's from grade 7 to 9. And again, they call theirs grades. Okay, it's only the UK that call theirs years. The other ones call theirs grades. And then the high school, you have grades 10 to 12. Okay, and this is from age 15 to 18. So one thing about Canada is that they whatever you have, they used to give their score, their credit points. Yes, they like credits points a lot. So whatever score you have can add to your credit score or increase your points. So it's usually, that's why parents, when it gets to where when the child wants to write exam, they will look for tutors that can take the child on some particular type of exams that can help increase or boost their child's credit score. So these are the three curriculum we've looked at today: the UK, the US, and Canadian curriculum. I hope I've been able to break this down to your knowledge, and the graphs that you could see here. I've been able to make you understand that, okay, these are the different kids. So when you're choosing your niche and then you ask, ma, what year is your child? And they tell you, yeah, this, don't get confused. Okay, think of it as, we just relate it with our Nigeria class. What class do you think the child should be? And then you're good to go. So it's not something that you should be confused about. So if you watched the video to this point, thank you very much. My name is Miss Blessing, and this is I Teach with Miss B. If you want to watch more videos about how to teach online, you could click on my live playlist, which is going to be at the bottom of the page. And just again, you want to watch about the tools and gadgets that you would need to start your online tutoring platform, or how to start your online tutoring business, just click on the one on the left. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.